Have you ever found yourself completely stuck on a past mistake, just unable to move forward? If that sounds familiar, then this is for you. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful way to think about self-forgiveness. It's about letting go of old actions and actually turning that hardship into wisdom. So let's dive in. You know that feeling, right? You get caught in that painful mental loop, just replaying a mistake over and over and over. It feels like this heavy weight you just can't seem to shake. It's absolutely exhausting. But what if there's a totally different way to look at it? I want you to let this idea really sink in, because it's the heart of everything we're about to unpack. The person who made those choices, they weren't failing. They were just trying to survive a storm. And once you see that difference, well, that changes everything. To really get there, though, we have to first understand a little mental trick that keeps us stuck. It's called the hindsight trap. It's basically our habit of judging past actions using all the knowledge and clarity we have now, not what we had back then. And of course, it's easy to feel that sting of shame when you look back with 20/20 vision. But here's the trap. That clear view completely ignores the context. It forgets all about the pressure you were under, the limited info you had, and the emotional chaos you were probably in at that exact moment. So, okay, if hindsight is a trap, what's the way out? It's all about switching to a more compassionate approach. Instead of judging your past self, we need to try and understand them. So let's talk about your survival self. Your survival self, it's just the version of you that had to make a call under pressure. This wasn't the calm, cool, collected you of today. This was you operating with whatever tools, whatever experience, and whatever emotional state you had available in a really tough spot. And just look at this contrast. It's so powerful. Hindsight zeroes in on the outcome and asks, why on earth did I do that? And that question is a direct line to shame. But compassion, it focuses on the context. It asks something so much kinder. What was I actually going through? And that question, that's the one that opens the door to learning and ultimately to healing. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we make that shift from judgment to compassion? Well, it's not like flipping a switch, it's a practice. And luckily, there's a really clear 4-step framework we can use to get there. We're going to walk through these one by one. First, acknowledge. Then, understand. After that, separate. And finally, practice. Think of it like a roadmap to guide you out of that vicious cycle of self-blame and toward real self-forgiveness. All right, step 1 is often the hardest one. It takes some real guts to stop running from the discomfort and just name the pain. It's about being able to say, without judging yourself, okay, this hurts. I feel really guilty about this. Or, man, I regret that. And here's why that's so important. Trying to bottle up feelings like shame or regret, it's like trying to dam up a powerful river. The pressure just builds and builds, and eventually it's going to overflow. Just acknowledging the feeling allows that river to flow, and that's what gives you the space to actually process it. So once you've let yourself feel the pain, the next step is to understand the why behind what you did. But, and this is key, you're not doing it from a place of judgment. You're coming at it with genuine curiosity about your survival self. I mean, really think about it. That version of you was probably working with way less experience than you have now. They had different information, maybe even wrong information. They were likely swamped with overwhelming emotions, or maybe they were just stuck in a situation that was totally out of their hands. Seeing that context is everything. This brings us to a really critical turning point in this whole process. Learning to separate who you are, your core identity, from something you did in the past. It's the huge difference between saying, I did a bad thing, and believing I am a bad person. Please remember this. A mistake is an event. It is not your identity. It's something you did, not who you are. Your value as a person is still completely there, totally intact, no matter what happened in the past. I love this way of thinking about it. Imagine your life is this amazing masterpiece that you're painting. A few messing brushstrokes here and there, they don't ruin the entire canvas. They just become part of the texture, part of the story. They can't possibly cancel out the beauty of the whole thing. And that brings us to the final step. This isn't a one-time thing. It's an active, ongoing practice. It's about self-compassion, consciously making the choice, again and again, to treat yourself with kindness. Let's just pause on this for a second. Seriously. If your best friend came to you, just crushed with shame over the exact same mistake, what would you say to them? You'd probably wrap them in warmth and understanding, right? You tell them it's okay. Now, the challenge is to try and extend that exact same grace to yourself. Remind yourself that making mistakes is part of being human. Being imperfect isn't some personal failure, it's the one thing that connects every single one of us. You know, when you start practicing these steps, something really powerful begins to happen. Your past stops being this heavy burden you have to lug around everywhere, and instead, it starts to become a source of incredible wisdom. You can actually use the lessons from those tough moments to make your future better. You learn how to build what you might call protective fences, or, in other words, healthy boundaries that protect your peace of mind and help you prioritize yourself going forward. And please remember this. Healing isn't some finish line you cross and then you're done. It's a journey, and it's not a straight line. There will be good days and there will be hard days. It's a continuous, sometimes messy process of just learning to be a little bit gentler with yourself. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Instead of always asking yourself what you should have done differently back then, try asking a new question. What wisdom did this experience give me? And how can I use that wisdom to build a kinder, more gentle future for myself, starting right now?